You're sitting on the edge of your bed at 1:13 in the morning, staring at a number on your phone. $100,047. You refresh the app. Still there. You refresh it again because some part of your brain thinks money can disappear if you look away too long. Checking account, brokerage account, emergency fund, a boring savings account you used to forget existed. Added together, for the first time in your life, the number starts with a 1 and has 5 zeros behind it. $100,000. And the weirdest part is this. Nothing happens. No music starts, no door opens, no rich person certificate drops from the ceiling. Your apartment still has the same buzzing fridge, the same cheap desk, the same laundry chair with clothes you keep pretending you'll fold tomorrow. You don't feel rich. You feel suspicious. Because for years, you thought the first 100K would feel like escape. Instead, it feels like standing at the door of a much bigger game and realizing nobody told you the rules changed. The first thing 100K changes is not your lifestyle. It changes your nervous system. Before this, money was always moving away from you. Rent, food, bills, car repair, phone payment, some random charge you forgot to cancel. A birthday dinner you couldn't really afford but attended anyway because saying no felt embarrassing. Your paycheck would arrive, and before you could even enjoy it, pieces of it were already claimed by other people. You were not managing money. You were defending yourself from the month. That is what being broke actually feels like. Not just having no money, having no room. Every mistake is loud. Every emergency becomes personal. Every small problem walks into your life wearing boots. A flat tire is not a flat tire. It is a week of stress. A dentist appointment is not a dentist appointment. It is a negotiation with your bank account. A friend inviting you somewhere is not just a plan. It is math. Then 100K changes the math. Not enough to make you powerful, enough to make you breathe. The first time your car makes a strange noise and your stomach does not drop, something inside you goes quiet. You realize the mechanic can say $600 and your life will continue. That sounds small until you remember how many people cannot cover a $400 emergency without borrowing, selling something, or carrying debt. So no, 100K does not make you rich. It makes problems smaller. And when problems get smaller, you become a different person. You speak differently. You sleep differently. You stop checking your account before every purchase. You stop feeling hunted by the calendar. That is level 1, safety. And safety is boring only to people who already have it. But here's where the trap begins. Because once you reach 100K, your brain immediately tries to spend the feeling. Not the money, the feeling. You start looking around your life and noticing everything that still looks like the old you. The couch, the car, the shoes, the phone, the apartment, the way people at work still talk to you like you are replaceable. And suddenly the number whispers something dangerous. You deserve an upgrade. Not a crazy one, just a little one. A better car because you've been responsible. A nicer apartment because you're tired of bad lighting. A trip because you never celebrated. A watch because you're finally becoming someone. A few dinners where you don't check the prices. This is the part nobody warns you about. The first 100K does not just test your discipline on the way up, it tests your identity after you arrive. Because if you spent years feeling poor, the first real money can feel like evidence in a courtroom. Proof that you are not behind. Proof that you are not failing. Proof that the people who ignored you were wrong. And proof wants to be seen. That is why so many people hit a milestone and immediately turn it into a lifestyle. They don't buy the car because they need transportation. They buy the car because the old version of themselves still feels too visible. But the rich do something colder. They let the number stay invisible. That is the second thing your first 100K changes. It teaches you that visible money is usually the weakest form of money. The 100K sitting quietly in accounts is not impressive at dinner. Nobody compliments it. Nobody sees it in photos. Nobody asks where you got it. Nobody moves aside when you walk in. But it is working. Every day it sits there, it gives you options. You can leave a job faster. You can survive a bad month. You can say no to a bad deal. You can wait. You can negotiate. You can take a risk without turning your whole life into a coin flip. That is what people miss. The first 100K is not about buying freedom, it's about buying distance from desperation. Desperation makes people cheap. It makes you accept lower pay. It makes you stay in rooms that insult you. It makes you say yes because rent is watching. It makes you take the first offer because there may not be a second. But when you have 100K, even if nobody knows, you carry a private weapon: patience. And patience is expensive. Most people can't afford it. Your boss asks you to stay late again. Before, you smiled because you needed the job to like you. Now you still smile, but something behind your eyes has changed. You know you could survive if this place disappeared. That doesn't make you reckless. It makes you harder to control. And this is why the first 100K is so powerful. It's not the money. It's the version of you that money allows to exist. A calmer you, a less needy you, a you who can wait 3 extra months for the right opportunity, a you who can walk away from a person, job, or deal that only worked when you were scared. But the number also makes you lonely in a new way, because you can't explain it to everyone. If you tell people, they may not hear discipline. They may hear privilege. They may hear luck. They may hear arrogance. They may hear you can pay. And suddenly your quiet little number becomes a social object, a reason people ask for help, a reason people judge your choices, a reason someone says must be nice when you decline something. So you learn the first rule of real money. Not everyone gets access to the scoreboard. You start answering differently. How are you doing? Fine. Money good? Getting there. You still driving that old car? Yeah, it works. And that answer protects you. Because the moment people know you have money, they start assigning it jobs. Your money should help them. Your money should upgrade you. Your money should make you generous. Your money should make you fun. Your money should prove you're not boring. But the whole point of the first 100K is that it doesn't belong to their expectations. It belongs to your future. That is level 3, control. At 10K, you have relief. At 50K, you have a cushion. At 100K, you have a system. And once you have a system, the game becomes less emotional. You stop asking, can I afford this? You start asking, does this make the machine stronger? That question changes everything. A random purchase is not just $80 anymore. It's $80 that could have stayed in the machine. A car payment is not just transportation, it's a monthly leak. A luxury apartment is not just comfort, it's a lifestyle subscription. And the strange thing is that this doesn't make you cheap, it makes you aware. You can still buy things, you just stop pretending every want is an emergency. That's when money starts compounding in 2 places, in your account and in your behavior. The first 100K is hard because you're building it while still carrying the habits of survival. You are saving with a brain trained to spend quickly before life takes it. You are investing while friends are upgrading. You are staying boring while the internet screams that boring is failure. You are building invisible proof in a world that rewards visible noise. And then one day, the number arrives and it asks you a question. Now what? Because the first 100K doesn't fix you, it reveals you. If you needed attention before, you may spend it to be seen. If you needed safety before, you may hoard it and never feel safe. If you needed revenge before, you may use it to prove people wrong. If you needed freedom before, you may finally start building it. The number is not the transformation, it's the mirror. And that mirror can be uncomfortable. You thought 100K would make you feel successful, but mostly it shows you how scared you were, how many decisions were made from panic, how many friendships were shaped by insecurity, how many things you bought because you wanted strangers to read your life differently. Then slowly, if you let it, the money teaches you restraint. You stop needing every win to become visible. You stop turning progress into proof. You stop explaining why you still live below your means. You begin to enjoy the secret. Not because you're hiding, because you are building something that doesn't need applause to be real. And that may be the biggest change of all. The first 100K gives you a private identity. The world sees the same person. Same hoodie, same phone, same apartment for a little while longer, same old car, same quiet walk into the same grocery store. But underneath, something has shifted. You are no longer just earning money, you are becoming someone money works for. That's the doorway. Not wealth, not luxury, not retirement. A doorway. Because 100K is not enough to disappear forever, but it is enough to stop living like every month is a trap. It's enough to let compounding become visible. It's enough to make discipline feel real. It's enough to prove that your future can be built by boring choices nobody claps for. So come back to the bed. 1:13 in the morning. The buzzing fridge, the cheap desk, the laundry chair, the number glowing on your phone. $100,047. Nothing outside of you has changed. But inside, the old panic has lost its grip by one finger. And maybe that is what your first 100K really changes. Not your life all at once, just a voice in your head that used to ask, what if something goes wrong? For the first time, another voice answers. Then I can handle it.